Welcome back. Our next question is regarding the oil spill in the Gulf, something we hear about every day. Viewers want to know, do you agree with the response to the oil spill from the federal government? How should the government hold BP accountable for the spill? We begin with Tom Little. Now, Congressman Moran.
Well, absolutely, BP should be responsible. They need to pay the full costs. We need to get President Obama's administration out of the bureaucratic mode that they're in which they're unable to make decisions, in which they get in the way of the cleanup and the environmental and economic impact. But BP needs to cap the well. We're hoping that that happens this week. And then they need to be fully responsible to the economic and environmental damages to the coast of the United States, not the taxpayer.
And the final rebuttal on the oil spill question, Congressman Todd Tiahrt.
Well, I believe we ought to hold BP accountable as well. I also think we need to hold the Obama administration accountable. Why have they not waived the Jones Act yet? It's been several months, almost 3 months. Within 5 days of Katrina, President Bush waived the Jones Act so we could bring other countries' ships in to help with the cleanup and help with the repair. We have yet to get the ships in to get the oil skimmers cleaning up the mess, and I think we should hold the president accountable because of that.
Now, Congressman, we will have the Republican candidates for Senate give their final statements, beginning with Congressman Jerry Moran.
Look, it's been a great evening to be with you. I appreciate the interest across our state and what happens to our country and its future. All my life, I've heard about how this is probably the most important election. You hear that election after election, and I sincerely believe it. In 2010 and 2012, this country, under its current leadership, is headed in the wrong direction. As a member of the Senate, we'll work hard to make changes in that regard. We need a balanced budget amendment, earmark elimination or reform. We need to repeal health care reform. I was the first member of the House to introduce the bill to repeal health care, term limits, and a fair tax. We have a lot of things we can do for the country and make certain that our children and grandchildren have a bright future. And that's not to do with all the attacks that come my direction. This is about a positive campaign about what we can do for the future of our country.
Thank you, Congressman. Now a final response from Tom Little.
If you're tired of hearing about tax...
Little, and now a final remark from Representative Todd Tiahrt.
Well, Roger, I've enjoyed this spirited debate tonight, and I think this is a very important election. Here in Kansas, we're taught to stand up for what we believe in, but where myself and my colleague Jerry Moran stand is very different. He has voted for higher taxes. I do everything I can to oppose taxes. He has voted for amnesty. I oppose amnesty. He has voted to give constitutional rights to terrorists. I believe that terrorists deserve no rights. I hope that you will all stay tuned to Channel 12 this evening to see the airing of a new ad about Gracia Burnham and what she believes about constitutional rights for terrorists. You know, I have enjoyed traveling this state, seen plenty of wonderful people and plenty of wonderful territory. And it's been an honor to run. So I appreciate this debate. God bless you all, and God bless Kansas.
Thank you, Congressman. Thank you, all three of you, for being here. Here's a reminder of some important election dates this year. July 19th, that's next Monday. That's the last day to register for the primary election. That election, of course, to be held August 3rd. Moving on to the general election, you have until October 18th to register. That general will be on Tuesday, November 2nd. That concludes our Campaign 10 Candidate Forum. Thanks to all our candidates for coming in, and to our co-sponsors in Kansas City, Lawrence, and Topeka. Next week, Monday at 6:30, hear from the Democratic candidates for the U.S. Senate seat. We'll see you then.
I'm Jerry Moran, and I approve this message.
We all support people who come here legally, but the flow of illegal immigrants across our borders is costing taxpayers billions and putting our security at risk. In Congress, Todd Tiahrt supported amnesty for illegal immigrants and benefits like lower in-state college tuition for illegals. Jerry Moran believes we should secure the borders, enforce our laws, and send lawbreakers to the back of the line.
When the terrorists captured Martin and me, one Kansan we'd never met, Todd Tiahrt, set out to find us. Todd knew our time was nearly up.
Todd Tiahrt understands terrorists torture and kill. But Congressman Moran voted with Nancy Pelosi to protect these terrorists with constitutional rights.
Mr. Moran, there's no excuse for this. There just isn't.
I'm Todd Tiahrt, and I approve this message.